It happens every single time you meet someone. They are kind. They are interested in you. They text you back on time. They actually want to see you. For a few days or maybe even a few weeks, it feels great. You tell yourself, finally, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. But then something shifts. It's like a switch flips in your brain. Suddenly that text message doesn't make you smile. It makes you feel suffocated. You start looking at them and you notice things you didn't see before. Maybe they chew too loudly. Maybe they laugh at jokes that aren't funny. Maybe they wear shoes you don't like. You start to feel annoyed. You start to feel trapped. You start to feel bored. So you pull back. You take longer to reply. You make excuses. You pick a fight over something small, something that doesn't even matter, just to create distance. Eventually things fall apart. They leave or you leave. And once they are gone, you feel a strange mix of relief and sadness. You sit there alone, wondering, why does this always happen? Why can't I just be happy? If this sounds like you, I need you to know something important right now. You are not broken, you are not cold-hearted, and you are not incapable of love. Actually, it is the exact opposite. You push people away because you crave love so deeply that it terrifies you. Today, we are going to walk through exactly why your brain does this. We are going to look at the invisible walls you have built around your heart, and most importantly, we are going to talk about how to take those walls down, brick by brick, so you can finally let someone in without running away. To understand why you run, we have to look at how your brain is wired. Imagine you are a little kid. You are walking in the kitchen and you see a stove. It looks bright and orange. It looks interesting. So you reach out and touch it. Immediately, you get burned. It hurts. You cry. Your brain records that moment. It writes a permanent rule in your mind. Touching the stove equals pain. Now, fast forward 20 years. You are an adult. You walk into a kitchen, you see a stove. Do you touch it? No. You don't even have to think about it. Your brain automatically sends a signal to your hand to stay away. It is a survival reflex. For you, intimacy is the hot stove. Somewhere along the line, usually when you were very young, you learned that relying on people was dangerous. Maybe your parents were unpredictable. One minute they were loving, the next they were angry or absent. Maybe you had a caregiver who was overwhelmed and couldn't handle your emotions. When you cried, nobody came. Or when you needed comfort, you were told to stop crying or toughen up. As a child, you depend on adults for survival. If they push you away or if they are unsafe, it feels like life or death. So you had to adapt. You had to come up with a strategy to survive. You learned that the only person you can truly rely on is yourself. You learned that needing people leads to disappointment. You learned that being vulnerable is a trap. So you built a shield. You became hyper-independent. You decided, subconsciously, I will never let anyone get close enough to hurt me again. This shield saved you when you were a kid. It was a brilliant solution back then. But the problem is, you are still wearing that heavy armor today. And you are wearing it into relationships where there is no war. When someone nice comes along, someone who actually wants to love you, your conscious mind says, yay, this is what I want. But your subconscious mind, that old survival part of your brain, starts screaming, danger, danger. They are getting too close. This is going to hurt. Run away. This is why nice people often feel boring to you. This is a really hard truth to swallow, but we have to talk about it. If you grew up in a chaotic home, or if your early relationships were full of drama, your brain learned to associate love with anxiety. You learned that love is something you have to chase. Love is high highs and low lows. Love is uncertainty. So when you meet someone stable, someone who is just there, it feels wrong. It feels flat. There is no adrenaline rush. There is no chase. Your brain goes, where is the anxiety? Where is the panic? If I'm not anxious, I must not be in love. You mistake that calm safety for a lack of chemistry. You think, I'm just not that into them. But really, you are just bored because your nervous system is addicted to the chaos. You are waiting for the other shoe to drop. And when it doesn't, you create the chaos yourself just to feel normal. Now let's talk about the specific tools you use to push people away. These are called deactivation strategies. They are the weapons your brain uses to kill intimacy before it can kill you. The first one is the most common, the ick. We touched on this earlier. You are dating someone and everything is fine. Then you watch them eat soup, or you hear the way they say a certain word, and suddenly you feel physically repulsed. You feel disgusted. You can't even look at them. This feels like a gut instinct. It feels like your intuition is telling you this person is wrong for you. But usually it's not intuition. It is a defense mechanism. By focusing on a tiny meaningless flaw, like their shoes or their laugh, your brain gives you a valid reason to leave. It's much easier to say, I broke up with him because he's annoying, than to say, I broke up with him because I was terrified he would see the real me and reject me. The flaw becomes the shield. It allows you to run away without having to face your fear. The second tool is the phantom ex. This is when you compare everyone you meet to someone from your past. Maybe it was your first love. Maybe it was the one that got away. In your mind, that ex was perfect. They were funny, smart, attractive, and understood. You completely. No one you meet today measures up. This new person isn't as funny as your ex. They aren't as successful as your ex. But here is the trick your brain is playing on you. You are romanticizing a ghost. You are remembering the highlight reel of that past relationship and forgetting the bad parts. Why? Because the ex is safe. The ex is not here. The ex cannot hurt you anymore. You can love the memory of them from a distance without any risk. But the real person standing in front of you, they are real. They have flaws. They have needs. They are dangerous because they are present. So you use the ghost of your ex to block the real person out. The third tool is preemptive abandonment. This is the classic, I'll leave you before you can leave me. You start a fight. You act cold. You stop texting. You sabotage the relationship on purpose. Deep down, you believe that eventually everyone leaves. Everyone gets tired of you. Everyone finds out you aren't good enough. So you take control. If you blow it up now, at least it was your decision. It hurts less to be the one leaving than to be the one left behind. You sit in the wreckage of the relationship and think, see, I knew it wouldn't work. But you were the one who lit the match. It is a tragic cycle. You are lonely, so you reach out. You get close, so you get scared. You push them away, so you are lonely again. And the saddest part is that you probably tell yourself a story that you just haven't met the right person yet. You think the problem is out there, in the dating pool. You think if you just find someone perfect enough, someone without any flaws, you won't feel this urge to run. But the perfect person doesn't exist. And even if they did, you would probably run from them too. Because the problem isn't who they are. The problem is how you relate to closeness. So how do we fix this? How do we turn off the alarm bells? How do we teach your brain that the stove isn't hot anymore? It is not easy and it doesn't happen overnight, but it is possible. The first step is awareness. You have to catch yourself in the act. Next time you start to feel that sudden urge to pull away, stop. Don't send that text. Don't cancel that date. Just pause. Ask yourself, what is actually happening right now? Did they actually do something wrong? Or am I just feeling scared? Pay attention to your body. Is your chest tight? Is your stomach turning? That is your nervous system going into fight or flight mode. Acknowledge it. Say to yourself, I am feeling triggered right now because I am getting close to someone and that feels dangerous to me. Just naming the fear takes away some of its power. It moves you from reacting blindly to observing what's happening. The second step is something called opposite action. This is exactly what it sounds like. When your instinct tells you to do one thing, you do the complete opposite. When your instinct says, don't reply to their text for 4 hours so you don't look desperate, you do the opposite. You reply in 10 minutes. When your instinct says, cancel the date, I'm tired, you do the opposite. You go on the date. When your instinct says, don't tell them you had a bad day, keep it to yourself, you do the opposite. You share a little bit of your vulnerability. This is going to feel wrong. It is going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel like walking against a strong wind. Your brain will be screaming at you. But this is how you rewire your brain. You have to show your mind through action that nothing bad happens when you stay. You send the text and the world doesn't end. You go on the date and you actually have a nice time. You share your feelings and they don't laugh at you. They support you. Over time, these new experiences replace the old ones. Your brain starts to learn, hey, maybe the stove isn't hot this time. Maybe it's actually warm and cozy. The third step is to challenge the pursuit of the spark. We are taught by movies and songs that love is supposed to be lightning and fireworks. We think if we aren't obsessed, it's not love. But for people who push love away, that spark is often just your attachment system getting triggered. You are attracted to people who are unavailable because the chase feels familiar. You need to learn to appreciate the slow burn. Real, healthy love is usually calm. It's consistent. It's not a roller coaster. It's a long drive on a smooth road. When you meet someone consistent and kind and you feel that boredom creeping in, don't run. Sit with the boredom. Get curious about it. Remind yourself, this isn't boredom, this is peace. I am not used to peace, so it feels strange, but I can learn to like it. Give people a chance. Don't write them off because of their shoes or their laugh. Look past the surface. Look at how they treat you. Do they respect you? Do they listen? Do they make you feel safe? Those are the things that matter. You also need to look at the story you tell yourself about your own worthiness. Deep down, the reason we push people away is often shame. We feel like we have a dark secret. We feel that if someone truly knew us, if they saw our mess, our insecurity, our neediness, they would be disgusted. So we hide. We present a polished, perfect version of ourselves. We act like we don't need anything. We act cool. We act distant. But you cannot be loved if you are not known. If you hide your true self and someone falls in love with that mask, you will never feel secure. You will always think they only love the fake me. If I show them the real me, they will leave. To break this, you have to take the risk of being seen. You have to let them see the messy parts. This doesn't mean you dump all your trauma on them on the first date. That's not vulnerability. That's a lack of boundaries. It means slowly letting the wall down. It means admitting when you are unsure. It means saying, I really like you, and that actually scares me a little bit. When you say that out loud to the right person, a magical thing happens. They don't run away. They usually move closer. They might say, me too. I'm scared too. And in that moment, the connection deepens. You realize you aren't alone. There is another side to this too. Sometimes we push people away not because we are scared of being left, but because we are scared of losing ourselves. If you are hyper independent, you value your freedom above everything else. You have your routine, you have your space, you do what you want when you want. A relationship feels like a threat to that freedom. You worry that if you let someone in, they will consume you. You worry you will have to give up your hobbies, your friends, your quiet time. You worry you will be engulfed. This is often called the fear of engulfment. It comes from childhoods where boundaries weren't respected. Maybe your parents were intrusive. Maybe they didn't let you have privacy, so you learned that being close to someone means losing your identity. But healthy relationships are not about merging into one person. They are about two whole people walking side by side. You can be in a relationship and still be you. You can still have your hobbies. You can still have your alone time. In fact, a healthy partner will want you to have those things. If you feel the walls going up because you feel suffocated, communicate that. Instead of ghosting, say, I really enjoy spending time with you, but I need a little bit of space this weekend to recharge. It's not about you. I just need some me time. A secure partner will understand that. They won't get mad. They will say, okay, have a great time. Call me next week. Learning that you can have intimacy and autonomy is a huge breakthrough. You don't have to choose between love and freedom. You can have both. I want you to think about what your life will look like 5 years from now if you don't change this pattern. Imagine continuing to swipe, continuing to date, continuing to find flaws, and continuing to end things. Imagine the collection of almost relationships piling up behind you. It is a lonely path. It protects you from pain, yes, but it also blocks you from joy. It blocks you from the feeling of being truly known. It blocks you from having someone to hold your hand when life gets hard. The wall you built is doing its job. It is keeping you safe, but it is also keeping you in prison. Breaking out of that prison is scary. It requires courage. It requires you to go against your survival instincts. It requires you to tolerate the discomfort of vulnerability. There will be times when you want to run. There will be times when every cell in your body is screaming, abort mission. But if you can stay, if you can breathe through that panic, if you can communicate your fears instead of acting on them, you will find something incredible on the other side. You will find that you are lovable. Not for what you do or how strong you are or how independent you are, but simply for who you are. You will find that people can handle your mess. You will find that conflict doesn't mean the end. It can actually make the relationship stronger. You will realize that the hot stove was just a memory. The warmth you feel now isn't a burn, it's the sunlight. So the next time you meet someone kind, someone steady, someone who likes you, try something different. Don't look for the exit. Don't look for the flaw. Take a deep breath, look them in the eye, and just stay. Stay for one more date. Stay for one more conversation. Stay through the awkwardness. Stay through the fear. You have spent your whole life pushing love away to save yourself. Maybe it is time to stop saving yourself and start living. Because you deserve to be loved. You deserve to be held. And deep down, beneath all the fear and all the walls, you know that is what you really want. It starts with one decision. the decision to stop running, the decision to trust that maybe, just maybe, this time it will be different. Not because the person is perfect, but because you are finally ready to let them in.